Hey everybody, this is Tambeyoda and I'm back with another Transformers video review. This time I have Titans Return's Leader Class, Sky Shadow. As you can see here, we have Sky Shadow, and there's a figure inside the box. I know pieces are falling out because it's a figure that I borrowed from a friend, so thank you. And I actually got the box. And I think I have the instructions, and I can see the card in there too. So cool. So you can see the figure and everything. It says that there's 4 modes. I don't know if you can see that. This package is so large that I can't fit it all on the camera. Maybe I might be able to move the camera back a little bit and get that, but I'm probably going to cut off on the edges. So I'll go ahead and I'll just leave it like this. You can see we have Meteor here on the side. We have some more of the artwork here. On the back, here you can see it says there's 4 modes. I think really the main guy, it says it's a, like I said up here, it says 4 modes. It's not a 4 changer. It's just that there's 4 different pieces of this. So you can take him and you can split him in 2. You can split him into a jet and a tank, and then you can take those pieces, you can put them back together again, you can make a base. And it shows that the Titan Master then can pilot all this stuff. As you can see, there are some other figures here within the line. We have 6-Shot here. Fortunately, as of right now, I don't have him. Hopefully I'll be able to borrow him from somebody else. Actually, the same person that has this, but unfortunately he doesn't have the box. And some of the other figures in the line. We have some warnings down here, and basically some other things like where it was produced and such. So, it's Titan Master. Well, let's go ahead and get this guy open so we can check him out. Alright, so I'm back, and here I have Sky Shadow out of his packaging, or out of his box, and in his robot mode. And this is the mode that he comes in that said packaging. So inside the box he also comes with his weapon here. He comes with his shield, and he comes with his instructions. And these are a fairly large instruction sheet. So it's 2-sided. And he comes with his art card, along with the tech specs on the back. Alright, so as you can see, we can see him in this mode right here. It says he has 4 modes. One of the modes is him being split in half and going into another mode. So there's really 3 transformations. So there's this mode, his 2 vehicles, and then his base mode. So we'll go ahead and we'll get into those. So we'll go ahead and start transformation, and we'll go into his vehicle modes. So first thing we want to do is we want to remove his gun, and we want to remove his shield. So you can actually take the shield. I don't think this shows this in the instructions, but you can take it and tab it onto there, and it doesn't really hold very well, but you can see that there's a little notch on there. I don't think you guys saw that. And you can kind of tab that on there. Sometimes it'll stay, sometimes it doesn't, like that. But mainly that's for the jet mode. But well, actually no, you can't, because this is the cannon for the tank. So, well, we'll go ahead and set those off to the side. We'll go ahead and bring this guy forward, and you want to lift up the top of the head and grab the Titan Master from inside. And you can see this is basically what the head looks like. And then you open that up, and that's what the Titan Master looks like. So set that off to the side. And first thing we want to do is we'll go ahead and split these guys apart at the waist. So they just split apart, and you're left with 2 pieces. So let's go ahead and bring this down a little bit. Alright, so this top part, it actually becomes the the plane part, the shuttle part, and then this part right here becomes the tank. So, and as you can see, I have his feet a little bit different. There's basically there's two different ways that you can do the legs, and I'll show that whenever I get back into robot mode. But going on to this, we want to take these little blasters on his shoulders and move them forward. We'll take and rotate the head around like that. Take and lower this over the head. And you can take this, you can pop this open like this, or you can leave it closed. And you can also connect that to there. Also, there's a little spot right there. Take the fist and flip them up into here, and then you collapse. You push the arms into the shoulders. Alright, and then once you have that done, and then if you look at the fins here, there's a, well, actually it's on the arm, but there's a tab here and a tab here. So there's a kind of a long tab and then a round one right here, and then you'll see that there's two collating spots that this can tab into on the wing. And do that for that side, and then do that for this side. You'll bring these up, and then bring this fin up, and you have him in his jet mode. So I'm going to bring them down like that. So for the jet mode, the cockpit is right here. So you just flip that open. And I'll tighten master. You can bring this open and down into there, and then close that up. And then now he's piloting the aircraft. The jet. So so this is the jet right here. You can take this piece right here, and this will actually see that there's this little clip right here. There's a little spot right here, and that clips in to there. So that's supposed to resemble the what was it? Because this guy, he was originally a pretender, and the shell would create a jet, and then you could take him, transform him, and then he basically would clip onto the nose. I think that's it. It had some kind of shuttle or something. You can clip it onto the nose, and that's what that's supposed to resemble. So there never was a tank. And the reason that there's a tank is because this is I believe once again we get the secondary figure first, and then the primary figure that this was made for second. So I believe that this was always intended, this mold was always intended to be for Overlord. So, and that's why we have two different pieces. So for the tank portion down here, you just basically, this is where it needs to be, and you're just going to bring this down, the toes down. So like that. And then you'll take and rotate up this piece right here. And rotate up this. And then what we'll do is take and bend this around. And there's a tab right here. And it's going to tab in these little sections right here. So you can see there's a section in right here. You have to bring it down and then tab that in. And do that with the other side. So now once you get this side down, there's a couple of extra tabs up in here. So there's a tab here and then a tab here. So you gotta make sure everything is lined up and then push it together. Like that. And then we need to take the gun, so the gun becomes the turret. or the barrel for the turret. You just push that down into there. So unfortunately, because of the way that it's transformed, the turret does not rotate any at all. He does have some wheels down here, so he has 3 wheels, 1, 2, and then 3. And there is a spot for the Titan Master to pilot the tank. So you can take and lift that up, and your Titan Master goes down into here. And you can close that back up. So now this only comes with 1 Titan Master, so you'll need a second one from someplace else if you want both of these piloted. But yeah, pretty much if you have these, you're not going to be going back and forth. You probably keep them in one mode and have them for have them on display. Okay, so so there is an added feature that you can do, and it's not in the instructions either. So that came apart. So something that you can also do is you'll notice that there's a clip on the top of the tank. And if you open this up, there is the other part. The clip part right here, and then the part where it clips onto right here. So you can actually take this. Oh, that's why that's there. Because the tank turret plugs into there, and then this plugs into here. So you get this all lined up, and the jet can then sit on top of the tank for some odd reason. Like I said, this isn't in the instructions. This is something that you just have to find on your own, or see it in a review or a picture or something like that. So there that is. So now for his base mode. In his base mode, basically you got to get him back into his combined mode. His robot mode, and then you can then turn him into his base. So we want to unattach all this stuff here. Basically turn these back into legs. Bring this up. Come on. There we go. And this is kind of a pain right here. Actually getting these apart and then bringing the legs back around, because like this side is real easy for me to unclip. This side right here is kind of a pain. There it goes. So, well, not that much this time. So forward. And like I was saying with the feet, there's 2 ways that you can transform the feet. So the official way for the per the instructions show this. Now with the Japanese version, they kind of modified it a little bit, in where they wanted to make him a little bit taller for Genrai, because they added those pieces to the bottom of his feet. So they flipped up the heel and then flipped this down, so that basically he gets a little bit more height, so that he is then the same height as Genrai, or as Power Master Prime for the Japanese version of him. So we'll go ahead and we'll do the official transformation the way that it's supposed to be in the instructions. It says it's supposed to be transformed in the instructions. And go ahead and clip this back on. I have that. Let's bring the camera back up a little bit. So all of this will leave like this. Trying to remember exactly. Alright, so what we want to do is we'll come around this way, and you want to take the legs, flip them around. So we'll flip these around like this. We want to come underneath here and bring these connectors out of the toes. Flip this in, flip this out, like that. So I'm going to come underneath here to grab the connector, flip this up, flip this down. Alright, now that we have that, let's go ahead and bring the camera back down a little bit. We're going to bring out the hips. It's not exactly what to do. Let's get this out of the way right now. Okay, bring this out, and then go like this. Like this. And then we take this, flip this up, and lay this down like that. So just bring this up like this. The arms will just stay up like this. This will go down like this, and then once we have that, then you just come and we'll bring this up. I think it's like this. It stays right here. Oh. Yeah, like this. So that goes there. You'll bring this down. The gun will go right here. First, before you do that, you want to take these panels. These panels will detach and they come forward. Like that. And you open this, bring this down, and then tab the gun into there. Bring these in like that, and that is base mode right there. This guy, he can stand here. There is a a peg, one peg right here, and it's really hard. I've tried a couple times to peg him into that. It seems a little bit big for his feet, so he doesn't really stay very well. I typically like to bring these up kind of like it's a shield for the gun. I don't know, it's really up to you and what you want to do. The instructions just show them facing down like this. So that's how I'll go ahead and leave it for this, for the review. But really, it's your figure. It's up to you. And this right here, this is where it connects to other bases. That's the only spot that it has these little pieces on. So it's a half decent base for a guy that never was supposed to be a base. So let's go ahead and get him back into robot mode. We'll go ahead and conclude this video then. First we want to, we'll just mess with the feet. So we're going to bring this up, flip this under, and like I said before, we'll go ahead and we'll leave him in the mode that he's supposed to be, or the way that his feet are supposed to be for per the instructions. So this comes out, the leg comes down, and then needs to rotate around. So we'll do that again for this side. Rotate it around. Remove the gun. Bring these panels back up. Flip these back. Make sure the leg's straight. And we'll bring them back up like this. Bring up the camera just a bit. Alright, so now drop down the arms. Extend the arms, flip out the fist. We'll flip that in, bring this like this. And we want to rotate around the head. And this right here, you want to be careful. You don't want to push it all the way into the arm, because it is a pain to get out. It'll just want to pop out. It's easy to pop in and out, but it's very hard to take out of here. So generally what I do for the shield is I just take it and I flip it up like this, and that's how I leave it. Because if you flip it down and you don't push it all the way in, it looks a little weird. So we'll take gun and tab it into his hand, and last thing we need to do is add the Titan Master. So you bring this open, you can see inside here there's a little clip. Slide this down into here, kind of like 6-shot. You just slide that down in there and then close this back onto there. So yeah, he's back in his robot mode here. So for articulation, really quickly, come to the head, and it is on a two separate joints. So one that allows you to pivot left and right, and then there's another one, if I can get it to do it. I can see the joint back here. Apparently there's a joint. Yeah, the joint, it's ever so slightly, but you can move the head up, and not really down, but up. Come to the arms, and at the arms there is a two different joints. So one to move forward and back, then one out to the side like this. Then you come here to the arm. You can there's a swivel. Then there's the elbow. There's nothing in the wrist. Come down here to the waist. There's no waist swivel. Get that out of the way. We have two different joints for his hips, so you can go forward, you can go back, and then there's a pin joint right here where you can go out to the side. And you have your swivel, and you have your knee. And then for the feet, there's quite a bit in the foot. So you have a tilt out to the side. It's pretty extreme. You have some heel movement, you have some toe movement. You can get an up movement if you bring the toe down. You can bring it up just a little bit like that. See? So you can get a little bit of movement out of that for poses and such, a little bit more stability for extreme poses. Okay, and one last thing I wanted to bring up while I have this guy out are the stickers. So there are stickers on him, and there's a few of them. These Decepticon logos are stickers. And then the other stickers are the ones on the wings right here. So it doesn't have a whole lot of them. They seem to be staying on fairly well, so I'm not really worried about them too much. But there are a few stickers on here on this guy. So, alright, so that'll go ahead and do it for this video of Sky Shadow. Don't forget to check out all my other videos. Also like and subscribe. You can also find me on Facebook. This has been Tambeyoda. I'll see you guys next time.